Welcome back to the Virtual CISO, where we break down cybersecurity into real-world actionable steps. I am your host, Olivia, and this is Season 1, Securely Speaking. On today's episode, we are diving into user access management, the power of least privilege. Access is power, but uncontrolled access is risk. In this episode, we'll talk about how managing who has access to what can prevent breaches, reduce insider threats, and improve your security posture. Let's get into it. So, why does access management matter? Let's start with the statistics. Over 60% of data breaches involve misuse of credentials or excessive access. User access management is about ensuring the right people have the right access at the right time and nothing more. Remember the principle of least privilege. Poor access control can lead to privilege creep, where users accumulate more access than they actually need. Also, it can lead to dormant accounts. This is when former or terminated employees still have access to the organization's network. Then there is lateral movement. This is when attackers use one compromised account to move through your organization network. Let's talk about the principles of access control. There are 3 key principles in user access management. Number 1, least privilege. Users should only have the access they need to perform their job. This limits the damage if an account were to be compromised. Secondly, we have separation of duties. This is when critical tasks are split among multiple users to prevent abuse. For example, the person who approves a payroll shouldn't be the one processing it. Lastly, we have just-in-time access. This is temporary elevation of privilege only when needed. It reduces standing access, especially for admin accounts. So, the next logical question here is, how do you implement this? Start with role-based access control, which is RBAC. Define roles like HR manager, finance analyst, or IT admin, depending on your organization chart or organization structure. Next, you want to assign permissions based on those roles, not individuals. It makes user access management easier. For more flexibility or granularity, you can use attribute-based access control, ABAC. This is when access is based on attributes like department, location, or the device. And then you have the privileged access management, which is PAM. PAM secures, monitor, and manage admin level accounts. You have different PAM tools like CyberArk, you have Beyond Trust, and you have HashiCorp Vault, which help enforce this. Automated provisioning and deprovisioning goes a long way. You want to integrate with your HR system to ensure users are added and removed promptly or as consistently as needed. That brings me to the auditing and review. User access is not a set it and forget it task. You must audit it. You want to conduct regular access reviews. This could be quarterly or semi-annual reviews of who has access to what. The cadence can be determined by your compliance requirements or the numbers of users within that system. You also want to validate with employee managers. For example, you want to understand if an individual still requires the level of access that they have to that particular system, or even if they still belong in that department. Next, you want to monitor for anomalies, like access outside work hours or from unusual locations. And you want to remove stale and orphaned accounts immediately. It is very important that you use least privilege as a mindset, not a checkbox. So, let's recap. User access management is your first defense against both internal and external threats. Least privilege, separation of duties, and just-in-time access. They are not just best practices, they are essential. With proper access controls, you can reduce risk, increase accountability, and improve your overall security resilience. On that note, Thank you for listening to the Virtual CISO. If this episode got you thinking about your own access management practices within your organization, share it with your team. Next week, we will be discussing secure development, shifting left with security in mind. Until then, stay secure, stay smart. I am your host, Olivia.